Hi! Today I'm doing my second video and I've been requested to show you guys how I do a cut crease. If you don't know what that is, it's like where you do eyeshadow and it darkens and darkens and darkens, and then there's a sharp cut all across the lid here. I've already done my eyebrows today. If you want to know how to do eyebrows and you haven't seen my last video, then go check it out. I'll put a link in the description. And yeah, let's get started. So the first thing I do is I take a Nip and Fab concealer, and I get quite a lot of it because I like quite a thick base, and this is quite a thick concealer as well, and it's a good dupe for the Shape Tape by Tarte. And you just want to put quite a bit on your eyelid, and this is going to act as like an eyeshadow primer because personally I've never actually used an eyeshadow primer. So you want quite a thick layer. And I like to just use a dry beauty blender to do this because I don't want the product to spread out too much. So you just want to blend it in with the concealer that you've already used to cut your eyebrow. Or if you don't use concealer to cut your eyebrow, just blend it in with whatever. Alright, once I've done that, I like to set it with a translucent powder. This one is Gosh Prime and Set. I got this tip from my friend Becca, who also has a YouTube channel. So if you want to subscribe to her or check out her videos, she's called Beck's Beauty Bible, and I will drop her channel in the description as well. So basically what you want to do is you just want to get your sponge, get the powder. So not too much, but just enough. You want to dip your sponge in and just pat it over where you've just put your concealer. And this should create an even nicer base to make the colours of your eyeshadow pop out more. And then tip the excess back in the pot and use a big fluffy brush. I'm using this unbranded unicorn brush my sister got me for Christmas. And you just kind of want to brush off the excess powder that hasn't set with the concealer. And it should leave you with quite a nice base for the eyeshadow. For today's cut crease, I want to do quite a colourful look. So of course I'm using the Morphe 35B palette. This shade is basically a rainbow palette. It's my favourite rainbow palette that I've come across so far, but then I haven't tried too many, so I could be swayed. I want to go in straight with this purple colour, the lightest one, as you're going to need a kind of transition. So I'm just going to put that in my crease and bring it up. Just like this. You really do want to just take your time here, creating a nice transition between your natural lid colour and obviously what colour you're going to be in your crease. This goes with any colour, not just purple. And you want to bring it down to your tail. All the way out there. Blending is literally just circle back and forward, circle back and forward, circle, circle, circle. It's just like you're doing a bunch of squiggles on your eye until your eyeshadow looks okay. Just getting a bit more pigment just to bring up my eye. And I'm just going to bring this bit down a bit more, just in case I want a lower crease. So once you've done that, to get it more kind of blended out, I actually just use a white shade, so this one here, and I just run it along the top and blend downwards. I personally do this with almost any eyeshadow that I'm doing, and then just go back to the colour and blend again. Now I'm going to go into the next darkest purple, which is this one here, and I'm just going to go right into my crease with it. You don't want too much product, but you need enough to actually show. The key to blending really is just a little bit at a time. It does take a while, but it's so worth it. It pays off so much when you sit back and see the finished product. I'm going to go into the lighter colour again just to blend those two together. And really just blend this edge out. Okay, so after that you want to go into your darkest purple and you want to close your lid and just almost like you're putting it on the lid, but just bring it up a little bit more. Because this is really going to give that like 3D effect of a cut crease. And this is especially important if you've got hooded eyes, because you're going to need the illusion that your eye's going in a bit higher than it is, like I do. I'm going to take my big fluffy Real Techniques Deluxe crease brush and I'm going to go back into the white again and just go over the whole top of it. And then bring it back down. Now I get my wet wipe and I just go like that, just to kind of get away any excess eyeshadow that I'm not needing, because I want quite a sharp line. If you don't feel like your crease is dark enough, you can go in with a tiny bit of black to darken it. So for this I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Prism palette and I'm just going in with a tiny touch of obsidian, so barely even covering the brush. And you want to take it right on the inner corner and bring it all the way across out to your crease. But you really do just want the tiniest bit or it's going to just all be black. Okay, now to cut my crease, I'm going to use the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. And I'm using this one in Fair. You're not going to be able to see because of the light. So you don't want too much, you really just want a small amount. And you want to take a thin brush, this one's just an unbranded brush. And take a little bit off the applicator because this is way too thick. And you just want to go in right from the inner corner, up, around, down a bit, and then flick almost up. I bring mine a lot higher because I've got hooded eyes. And then just bring it all down and across, spread out over the whole lid to give a nice base for whatever you put on next. Okay, I've done the other one and it's a little bit higher than this one, so I'm just going to show you how to fix it if that happens. So obviously this one's not too high at the moment, so I'm quite happy to just bring this one a bit further up. So I'm going to start here and just go up, following the line but just bringing it out a little bit more. Don't overestimate it because otherwise you'll end up with this one bigger. Okay, so once you've done both eyes and you're happy with how they're looking, go in with a big blending brush. I use the Deluxe Concealer brush from Real Techniques, and you just kind of want to bring it down, but obviously don't touch the shadow with the brush, else you'll end up with a big smudge of concealer. Just like that, to create a smooth base. Now once you've done that, you can either leave it like this, put a shadow on top, put a glitter on top, anything you like really. But me personally, I'm going to use the Wish Pigment by Peaches and Cream. And these are super adorable little pigments, and they're so much, for cut creases, when you want to put eyeliner over them, they're just so much thinner and easier than like a glitter that's quite chunky. Now, I'm not sure how tacky my concealer is still, so I might need to use a setting spray to apply it. But I'm just going to use the same brush I used to curl out my eyebrows, obviously cleaned, dip right into the pigment, and just go pat it on the lid. So I'm going to go in with a bit of setting spray, and I use Rimmel London #Insta Fix and Go 2-in-1 primer and setting spray. I'm just going to spray my brush, dip the brush into the primer, pigment, and I'm going to spray it again. And you just want to repeat that. And keep putting it on the lid, just to pack it on a bit more. Because once you add the setting spray, it goes quite damp and really just almost goes into like a liquid gold. It's gorgeous. Once I've done that, I go back in with a wet wipe. I just clean up under my eyes. I pull this up with my finger and I cut it to make a really defined cut crease. You want this bit here to be like a point. I'm finished. I went off camera, I put some lashes on, some mascara, obviously did my foundation and lips, and I quite like how it's turned out. So if you enjoyed the video, if you learned anything from it, go down, subscribe, like, comment, anything like that. Check out my previous video. Yeah, that's all I've got to say really. Hopefully you guys liked it, and let me know if there's anything else you want to see down in the comments. Thanks!